For the recycling of plastics, I expect more, let's say, development on the organization of the EPR schemes. So the extended producer responsibility schemes. There are a lot of experiments going on at the moment, or other sectors are also looking at EPR schemes, introducing them. I can imagine that the learnings from all kinds of these schemes are being collected more and more, and we're trying to improve those schemes. And one of the things which is already going on in, for example, the packaging schemes is that there are differentiated tariffs for the packagings that are easy to recycle. And we're looking also at differentiated tariffs for packaging made with recycled plastics, for example. And I can imagine that this will also become part of the EPR scheme for electronics. You can expect that there will be increased policy about substances of very high concern and legacy chemicals that are inside some of the plastics. And recyclers need to do something with that in their, so it will have an effect on their process. I can imagine they will need to prove the origin of where the recycled plastics are coming from. And that can be done maybe with blockchain or markers, for example. So that is then a technological development coming from a policy development. I think that is one of the probable developments on policy that will have an effect on the recycling process. Yeah, I think another development could be, of course, green public procurement with the governments. We already see that for a couple of years in the United States, where they have the EPEAT, which is also green public procurement certification, where they have a mandatory percentage of recycled plastics for example, printers and other equipment governments are using. And this has a big effect on the use of recycled plastics. So possibly more of that is coming in the next years, and it's expected. Yeah.
What is happening at this very moment is that from the sector, the recycling sector, we are setting up certain analysis technologies, and then it is mainly one of the biggest problems that we have is REACH, and that's chemical legislation in Europe. It is very extensive. If you are a producer of a virgin material, you know what you put in, so you know what you have to analyze on. If you are in recycling, you put in everything, and if you know the REACH, the substances of very high concern, and the POP substances and so on, you add up all those substances, you have over 600 chemical substances. So I don't have to tell you that it is economically not interesting to analyze all 600 of them on every lot. So we have to come to a kind of a screening method that will be standardized. So as a sector, we are working on that screening method. Next step is standardizing that, and then we can go to policymakers and say, now, please, here we have a good method that is working. Please enforce this. My point of view, to make the comparison with the PET bottles, for instance, when did Europe require a 30% recycled content in PET bottles? That was only after industry had shown that it was possible. So this also in electronics, my belief that first as an industry, we have to show that it is possible, and then in the end, Europe will make it mandatory. So in my view, it really has to come from us and from producers, of course. They have to use it. And that's going to be a joint effort for the coming years.